This is Zen Kishimoto with Network.tv. I'm reporting from the RSA conference in San Francisco. With me here is Darren from TeleSign's Corporation. Darren, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, Sen.
Well, I heard verification by telephone or phone ID. They are not particularly very familiar to me anyway. Would you mind elaborating a little bit?
Sure. So maybe you've never heard of telephone verification, but you've probably had it happen to you. So if you've ever been resetting your password or logging into a website and it's asked you to get a verification code via voice or SMS that you get and you have to type in, that's what we do. So we help websites verify and authenticate their users by using the phone.
Well, in a minute or so, I'd like you to show some kind of a diagram. But is this only for the United States, or you have a support for the entire nations?
Yeah, no, it's a good question, Zen. So we're 220 countries and actually 85 different languages. And even out of languages like English, we have American English, UK English, Australian English, so we even make the voice messages for the specific accents and countries that we're serving.
Well, I'm getting much more interested now. Let's just take a look at the drawing and you can explain a little bit more.
Sure. Great, so here we are. Let's say you're at a Starbucks or the public Wi-Fi area, trying to log into your favorite social network or email site. And you enter your username and password right here. And the website says, wait, hold on one second. This may not be you. We don't recognize where you're logging in from. That's where TeleSign comes in. What does TeleSign do? We send you a one-time passcode via voice or SMS. So this means your phone will ring, you'll pick it up, it'll say your verification code is 46531, and you enter that code back into the computer to prove that you own the phone. So what does this mean? This means if someone stole your username and password, they wouldn't have access to your phone and they wouldn't be able to log in. But for you, who's legitimately logging in, you just get a phone call or SMS, you type in the code, and voila, you're logged in. So very simple.
Well, you mentioned about the support for the internationally. What if I travel from here to maybe England or something like that? A database has to be shared somehow, but because of the speed of light, probably have to replicate a database. How do you manage those database distribution?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question, and we're constantly maintaining that database that changes literally every day of how many phones are out there, what types of phones, and we have an entire department basically dedicated to ensuring that we have the most up-to-date telco information.
Okay, it's very interesting. All right, so what do you think is going to happen in the future, pushing this technology to the furthest? What do you expect to see happen?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question, Zen. I think the most interesting thing that will happen, specifically related to phone-based verification, is that you'll start to see it become the norm. So a lot of people will say, hey, I saw this on my banking, I saw this on my email. Well, this will become really the de facto method of logging in, almost where you won't even need a username and password, where you'll just authenticate using your phone, and we'll get rid of all those dumb username and passwords that everyone keeps carrying around.
Thank you very much, Darren, for taking time to speaking with me.
Great, thanks.
This was Zen Kishimoto. Be sure to sign in network.tv.